guys, it's Kelly. I am back with another process video, and today I am using some things from my stash, and it is the Maggie Holmes Shine collection. And this picture has been sitting on my desk for several weeks now, actually since before Christmas. This was our Christmas card, and I took this picture of the kids in a park that's close to our home, and I just wasn't quite sure how I wanted to scrap it and what line I wanted to use. And when I was looking through the Maggie Holmes collection and saw that bright yellow, I thought that it would be the perfect collection to use with this photo, because the leaves in that upper left-hand corner of the photo are a really pretty bright yellow. And I took this picture at the beginning of December, so it where I live, the leaves were still turning. They hadn't quite finished dropping, so it was pretty neat that I was able to get a few of those in the background as well. And just a word to the wise, if you have that little Fiskars guillotine trimmer like I do, it does not cut acetate very well. So I was afraid after I finished cutting it that I might have damaged the blade, but I don't think I did. So at this point, I am not quite sure which way I'm going to go with this layout. I had thought to myself, maybe monochromatic, and then I thought, let me try this kind of blue that matches his shirt. It wasn't a perfect match, but it was close enough to where it looked okay. And I go down this road for a little bit before I decide to pull off the blue strip and go for a monochromatic look. And I'm much happier once I do that. It just takes me a while to get there. And so you can see, I thought, okay, let me make this strip a little bit shorter. And then I thought, well, let me make it a little bit narrower. And at this point, I know that it's not exactly how I want it, but I couldn't figure out what I did want, so I decided to go on with my page in hopes that, a creative idea would come to me or something would kind of fall into place, and it did. And, some people were talking about, having lost their mojo and, how do you get it back? And for me, sometimes it is just powering through a layout and getting it done, and the layout may not necessarily be the most creative layout, or it may not be, my best layout. It's a layout that tells a story that is done. So I apologize if you could hear horns beeping. I am at practice. My son has orchestra, and people don't know how to behave in a parking lot. So sorry, I'm trying to get some scrapbook items done while I have forced time to wait for him. So anyway, back to the layout. When I went through the papers again, I thought, let me try this very neutral rose pattern with the black. And I was thinking that it had some pretty leaves on it as well, and that maybe if I used a small enough piece, you really wouldn't read the rose pattern as much as you would maybe the leaves, or just the pretty, almost a watercolor effect that the roses have. So here I go with the banner again, trying to see if I can stick it up in that upper right hand corner, and it does not stay there, so good news, you don't have to yell at me on the screen. I guess I feel like a banner needs to anchor something, or there needed to be something else with it. And, with the white up top, I felt like I wanted to keep it light and airy. So I went ahead with another 12 by 12 sheet that has little frames on it and some sayings. And I know I've seen some people use that sheet of paper as a background and put little pictures cut into the frames. But I decided to cut out one and use it as a die cut. So I was pretty happy with the way this was starting to look, so I decided to take everything off and sprinkle some gold color shine on my background. And then while I was waiting for those to dry, I decided to take my distress tool and distress the edges. I do sew a lot on my layouts, but I was trying to see if I could do something different. And I like that look for something, you know, again, that's just a little bit different. And I also decided that I may want to change the orientation of the photo mat. And once I did that, I really liked that with the doily behind it as well. That cream and gold polka dot is a fabric tape that is from Maggie Holmes. I found that at Tuesday Morning, maybe about a year ago. I'm not sure which line it went with, but there was also a green floral that went with that, and they're both fabric tapes. And so I just put that at the bottom, and I liked the way that it repeated that gold heart pattern, but not in hearts, but in the polka dots. And then when I went back to the chipboard sheet, I saw the pretty roses that were just cream and gold, and I felt like that was where my layout needed to go, because it took exactly what I wanted, and you know, it dressed it up, but it didn't look overly floral or girly. And then once I went back to the chipboard and found the frame, which fit perfectly over the frame that I had already cut out, it was just like the layout started coming together, and I really wasn't even having to think about making it. It was just putting itself together. So the little birdie I put at the bottom left hand corner of that frame, and I just thought that bird was so sweet looking in, and you know, I just couldn't have asked for, you know, a layout that just ended up putting itself together for me. I love the way it came out, and I hope that you guys have enjoyed it as well. So this is pretty much it for me. I am going to stay with a simple title with love, and those were the thickers that came with it. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. So I decided that my layout needed to come, or you know, the photo clusters needed to be moved down. And when I started this, I was thinking, okay, it's not a big deal. I really haven't pounded on it. Usually I can move things without a big deal. Oh my gosh, look at that big chunk of, you know, paper that I ripped as I was doing it. And I decided that since I had started, I was just going to keep on and hope and pray that it worked out okay. And it did. I was able to put everything back on, and you know, would have never known that I had to do that. And to me, it looked more balanced. Before it felt like it was a little top heavy. So that's pretty much it. I do have some stills at the end, and I should have another video at the end of the week as well. So thanks so much, guys. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.